Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The crown, albeit just the pronoun crown, is no longer the property of the crown corporate soul. It is actually returned to everybody of every man and woman on this planet. Because of this, the crown essentially is safeguarded by me and the Federal Postal Court. I want to make it very clear, because of the ill that they have done to the crown, Elizabeth II, she has lost her crown as the trustee for the Crown Corporation, as it were. She has lost that because of the foul things that these people have been doing, which is the motto of the shield itself. Secondly, the reason why I am taking over the crown is to safeguard it and make sure that it is distributed amongst the people as it originally should have been. The position for me to do that is that of the 13th of the 13th month. Full stop. The crown, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, and I have spoken about it before, essentially means the crown that you have, the glory that you have, that is around the head. I'm going to do a presentation to explain to you what this means. Here you're looking at the description of the crown copyright, and within even their Babel language it makes it very clear it expired a very long time ago, and because of this I am now taking over the crown copyrights. This also includes the coroners that are out there issued by the City of London coroner as well. Okay, so I'm sorry about some of the listing of the words, but I had little or no time to prepare for this, so please listen carefully. As you know, as I have announced before, the Crown, what they do is they appoint coroners all over the world where they have their influence, the so-called Commonwealth, which is essentially a non and void document and contract because David Way Miller disqualified it. That crown copyright now belongs to me, and I'm taking custody of it. The coroners of the planet now, all the coroners on this planet, will now take instructions from me. That is to say that the people, Corona, has returned back to them, and your so-called administrative role is now null and void, and always has been, since fraud begets fraud, a lie begets a lie. So you will begin to educate the people of the world, all the coroners around the world, as to what the true role of a coroner is. And any copyrights now belong to me for the purposes of safe distribution. Full stop. The crown, ladies and gentlemen, is different from crown. The crown is just an adverb-verb fiction. It refers to a corporate soul that thinks that they can administer the energies of men and women on this planet. But it is not. It is actually a foul practice that they have placed on the people, and because the motto is very simple, he who thinks ill forgets. He who thinks ill of such things, of the corona, of the crown, begets it. It is like a lie begets another lie. That's what that means. The next presentation you're looking at is what the crown actually means. It means your head. And in law, ladies and gentlemen, as a noun, as it were, or as a fact, it refers to those things which are your autonomous self, the topmost part of your skull or head, the summit of a mountain. And for those Christians that are out there, read the Sermon on the Mount. Okay? You will have a lot of answers there. Your crown has returned back to you. The crown that was given to so-called Jesus in mythological and in symbolic language is not a thorn. It is not a crown of thorns or sorrow. It is the glory of man. Even though these are very emotive languages and symbolic language, what they basically mean is that you are a man and you are a woman, and all governments and corporations answer to you. The definition is very clear, ladies and gentlemen. Here you will see it's corona. These all mean corona. Okay, and you are in the corona period. This is the motto that is within the shield of the crown. Shame on him who thinks evil of it, the motto of the Order of the Garter. And Elizabeth II and Prince Charles have done ill things. They have not told you the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but hid in the way of multiple planes. These planes are a level field now. There is no judiciary immunity, no parliamentary discretion that allows them to get away with this. The crown, ladies and gentlemen, carries a great deal of wealth, which is usually held in the Church of England. It is the intention of Elizabeth II with her cronies to be able to seize that, to live for probably a next year or half a year or even a few seconds. Either way, they have no access to it. I'm blocking it. Ladies and gentlemen, he who holds that shield and understands, for example, the St. George's Cross and David Wayne Miller's flag, has the ability to hold their own head, as it were. My thinking processes and the things that I do are from me, and that's all it requires. It is, in conventional language, God and all rights. That's all it means, God and all rights. You are the creator of this, ladies and gentlemen. The crown belongs to you, and all rights belong to you, all of it. Otherwise, you're not in possession of your body, your mind, your politics, your body politics, or be it the corporate politics. Well, now, of course, it's going to be the cooperative politics. It is your absolute right of way to take back your crown. What you're looking at is the image of the state opening of the crown, as it were. And here you will see that she does not wear the crown. The reason why that is because Elizabeth II, which is a legal fiction, has no access to it. She cannot put that crown on, which is a symbolic representation of the life energy of the world that they think they run their realms off of. And here you'll see the two duos, as it were, Elizabeth II and, of course, the principality that wants to live an extra second or a year on the back of your sweat equity and life energies. All of these things have come to an end. So I'm making it very clear. I am telling all the coroners of the world, the so-called Commonwealth, you no longer have access to it. And to doubly make sure, I will be sending a letter to all of you. This broadcast is also on the verbal side of things. You will also receive a letter from me stating so. in the most congruent manner, in a language that I think you may be able to understand, until the world is ready for quantum grammar. So, the simplicity of it, ladies and gentlemen, is that this legal fiction symbolically wears the crown which represents the entire wealth of the nations plural, which she puts on her head as the trustee. And in return, the lords, as it were, as in Lord Buddha, Lord Jesus, and all of these fictional entities, because that's what happens when you put a prefix in front of these words, you turn it into a fiction. And in doing so, they are essentially administering your life through what's known as the House of Lords. Unfortunately, for those people that would pray to Buddha or meditate with Buddha or pray to Jesus or whatever, is essentially doing that when they use the word Lord in front of those words. These are highly pernicious individuals as corporate instruments that have got humanity, albeit mankind, so convoluted, they walk them into thinking that they are humans, as in Black's Law definition of legal being, Black's Law definition of human being, monster, and in passe, the many colors of man, coming under the coloring of the title and coloring of the law. And then to turn humans into corporate instruments through Parliament, getting them to believe that is the law of men and women. It is a multi-stage attack on mankind in order for these small individual people, whether that be the so-called lords, spiritual or temporal, to steal your life force. I am stopping that stealing of that life force and taking over the copyrights of all of it. Full stop. The significance of this, ladies and gentlemen, is that no mortgages are actually in existence. As quickly as you understand what I'm saying and spread this word all over the world, you will come to understand that no corporation can hold men and women in a debt pledge, because a debt pledge is part of necromancy. It is the language of the dead. So on a final note, ladies and gentlemen, the crown and all of the things now is belonging to me for the purposes of safeguarding it and safely distributing it to the world. Elizabeth II and its principalities will no longer have access to this. Just by their own motto, I am explaining it to the Society of the Garters. They have done ill upon the shield, and they have no right of way with anything. Thank you very much for listening to me, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I had time to prepare more for this, mentally as it were, but I have made it as congruent as I possibly can to explain the significance of what I am doing for the world. Thank you very much.